So it looks like a lot of ingredients, but really it's not that many. It's really easy to put together. These carrot cookies are so delicious, and you know, honestly, they're quite healthy. So I just have some shredded carrots, nothing fancy, just, you know, 3/4 cup of shredded carrot. I have 1 tablespoon of flax because we're going to make 1 flax egg. So I'm going to have 1 tablespoon of flax and also add the warm water, and that way it's going to make a flax egg. And yeah, so I'm just going to do 3 tablespoons of warm water in there. And then I have, this is the optional thing. So I am trying to use up my date paste because that is the healthier alternative, I think, in my opinion, to sweeten, you know, baked goods and whatnot. But I've had it open for quite a while, so I do need to use it up. I bought a jar, and yeah, so it's just date paste. That's how I'm going to sweeten it. You know, it's the more whole food way of sweetening your baked goods or whatever you're doing. But you don't have to use that if you don't have it. Just use any type of sugar. 1/2 cup of any type of sugar that you have on hand will do, you know, and this is what it looks like. So, medjool paste, very easy. And you can find it at most health stores. You can make it yourself as well, but dates are super, super expensive where I live, so it's not really something that I can get very often. It's a treat. And then I don't want to use the whole container to make a tiny bit of date paste, so I just buy it if it's at a good price on sale and use it for my baking. So I have cinnamon and nutmeg as well, just to flavor up these cookies further. Oats, any kind of oat that you have will be great. And then any milk that you have, it's just unsweetened. Applesauce is going to be my oil substitute. So any applesauce that's unsweetened. I have baking powder and pure vanilla extract as well, just to add some extra flavor. But if you don't have it, you don't need to put it in. If you have vanilla milk, that's fine. You already got it covered. And that is pretty much it. As far as the flour, any flour that you have would be great. This is just an all-purpose flour because I have to use up the rest of the bag. This is it. This is what's left. So I usually use either oat flour or brown rice flour. Those are my 2 favorite flours. But right now I just got to use this up, so I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to use it, and here we go. Let's just make our cookies. Okay, so I have 1.5 cups of flour. I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. And you just hear my cat scratching away in the background. My animals are always making some sort of noise in the background. So just give that a nice little mix. So I have 1/2 cup of oats. That's also going in. I'm going to give it a mix and then put it aside. And then now I'll just get the wet ingredients going. So I also have my flax is thickening up. So 1 tablespoon of flax, 3 tablespoons of warm water, and that's going to sit for 5 minutes while I get my wet ingredients going. So I'm just going to put in my date paste first. It's really gooey. So the applesauce is 1/2 cup. So it's like 2 of those children's squeezies almost. So that's in. And then I'm going to throw in the carrots, the star of the show. You can cut them smaller if you want, but it doesn't bother me to have it this size. And give it a mix. I'm going to throw in a little bit of the vanilla, like a teaspoon as well. Okay. And then the milk. 1/3 of a cup of milk. It's unsweetened. Still quite thick because of the date paste. The oven is preheating, so it's preheating to 375. And then you're going to want a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, or if you have a silicone sheet, then go ahead and use that. So when the flax is nice and thick, it's going to go in this mixture as well. So yeah, you just want to give it a nice mix, combine everything nicely, and then the flax can go in. And then we're going to transfer all of this to the dry ingredients. Okay, so we can go ahead and add that flax in. I would like to thicken it even a little bit further, but just to save some time, because I have things to do, I'm going to add it in, and it's still going to be fine. It will still work perfectly, but it's a little bit on the runny side. And then give that a little mix. And that's going to be our egg for the recipe, but it's going to be a healthy fat. And yeah, super healthy and nutritious. So one of the things that I'm going to toss in is pumpkin seeds. That's going to increase the fat content of the cookie. If you're okay with it, add it in. If not, then don't add it in. I think it'll just be cute to have a little bit mixed in, just because I'm not adding any walnuts. Typically, if I made this for somebody else, I'd probably put walnuts in it, but that's too high in fat and I don't really want to put that in. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the pumpkin seeds just to have that bit of a crunch and extra pizzazz to my cookie. So it's like 1/3 of a cup or so. Sorry, all the noise in the background. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, and it should be fine. Okay guys, somehow my camera just changed settings, so I hope that the lighting and everything is okay. I hope. I'm just going to add the wet ingredients into the dry. Okay, so now I'm just going to mix everything through. It's not that much liquid, but with patience, it's going to mix through nicely. Getting a bit of an arm workout here. Okay, so I do have my parchment paper lining my pan. I was able to mix that through. That was definitely a workout. So, just going to add more cookies. Quite sticky and thick. Just trying to even out the size of each cookie. They don't have to be perfect, but just trying to round them off a little bit. This one needs a bit more. Okay, so they're not perfect, as you can see. There's like carrot pieces sticking out of this guy, but they're gonna have some character. They're gonna be super delicious. So a little bit more on there. So I like cookies like this for on the go, road trips, travel. Even a breakfast cookie on the go if I needed it. At least I have something. This and like a piece of fruit. And then I'm good to go for a bit. I'm gonna make this one a bit bigger. Hopefully I've made them pretty much the same size, I hope. Ish. They're not gonna be perfect. But okay. Okay, the batter tastes so good. So yummy. So this is how they turned out. If you wanted to add a glaze, if you're, you know, having people over and you want to pizzazz your cookie, you can make like a cashew cream or something on top and drizzle it. But I like it like this because that's just too many calories and I like just the plain cookie. But there are many options that you can do. And yeah, I'm just going to bake them in the oven and let's see how long they take. It depends on the size, but I would say around 14 minutes roughly. And then just keep an eye on them just to make sure that they are cooking really well and not burning. Okay, so here are the cookies. Oh my gosh, they're so good. They smell delicious and look, they're like fluffy and delicious. Oh my goodness. Very few ingredients. Really, there was not much to this. Most people are going to have these ingredients on hand and like delicious. Super delicious. And again, you can save on the fat by not adding the pumpkin seeds in it if you don't want to. Because anytime you add seeds and nuts, it does add more calories and more fat content, blah, blah, blah. But we already didn't add any oil to our recipe because we used applesauce instead of oil. It's really unnecessary. All these cookie, you know, recipes that you will find, and most people that you know probably make cookies with oil or butter, like something like that. And it's really unnecessary because you get a perfect cookie just using applesauce. And there are other ways of, you know, not adding oil as well into your recipes. If you don't like applesauce, I'm sure you can try something else. But for me, applesauce works great because it's unsweetened. It adds that perfect consistency and it's so delicious. So this is high in fiber and it is going to keep you really full. So I made them on the larger side because I want them as a breakfast cookie. I want them on the go just to quiet my tummy up in between my meals. And I want it to be as whole foods as possible. So usually I like to grind up my own oats to make my oat flour, and that is perfect for these cookies. But today I needed to use up regular flour, so that's what I used. And this is the thing, I try to make things as fuss-free as possible because we just got to use whatever we have on hand. Look how fluffy they are. Oh my gosh, so good. And as far as spices go, you can add more cinnamon, you can add more nutmeg, you can customize it the way you want. Really, it's just up to you how you want to make your cookie. You can add walnuts if you want as well, or if you're serving it to others, because walnuts would be a great addition to these cookies as well. But yeah, they're really simple, really easy. They took 14 minutes in my oven and they are perfect. So here they are, super delicious, so good. Oh my gosh. And again, you can make the carrots a little bit smaller if you don't want them, you know, showing up so much in your cookies, or if you want to hide them from your kids. I get it. I understand. You can make them even smaller. You can puree them if you wanted to. But yeah, I do like seeing the carrots come through in the cookies. They kind of look rustic and delicious. This is a perfect recipe for, like I said, on the go when you are really busy, because they are going to keep you really full and satisfied. And as far as sweeteners go, you can use whatever you have on hand, but I do like using the date paste when I have it available, just because it is a little bit more whole foods and a natural way of sweetening my cookies. Okay, so I am just gonna enjoy my latte and a yummy cookie. What a treat, super delicious. I really love how they turned out, and my house smells so good with the cinnamon and the nutmeg. And I've used up some of my carrots. Carrots are one of those staple things that I always have at home. So it's really easy to make this cookie because I've already got the ingredients on hand and ready to go. And oats are another thing that I always have in bulk at home. So yeah, super easy. I hope you guys try these recipes out and you enjoy them. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for the support on the channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you, and I'll see you again.
Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights, so you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up.